Bless the house of Mumbi.
Mama Africa, Mama Universe, bless the house of Mumbi.
Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Mumbi's Spiritual Show. I am actually recording this on the 8-8 Lions Gate portal. We made it, family. We made it. We made it. We made it. If you're watching me, we made it. And I feel like this is a message for the elite chosen ones. I have done a message for the elite chosen ones before. You know, now everyone is thinking they're a chosen one. But it's just to give you a word of encouragement and maybe share a bit of my recent experience, family, because we are affecting the fabric of reality. Those of us who are awakening, those of us who are expanding our minds and starting to see things differently are really starting to shift the energy of millions and millions of people. And, you know, while we were moving through these energies, I've been telling you guys it's so important to heal ourselves, to continuously heal and elevate, heal and elevate, heal and elevate. You know, there was so much, it's like we almost entered a bubble for the last couple of months where a lot of the spiritual attacks were kind of kept at bay. But I feel like ever since, you know, the last 3 months have been... We acknowledge the ancestors in the wind, family. We are so honored, as always, to be, you know, a mouthpiece for Maito, the Great Mother, to have such a powerful spiritual team with thousands of angels, millions of ancestors, millions of spiritual beings who walk with us at this time, family. We do not take for granted that we are one of the most spiritually protected people on this planet. Yes. Probably top 10 in all the 7 billion people. And family, there was a massive spiritual attack that happened recently. I've been feeling like the energy has been so dense, as I was trying to say before, like over the last 3 months, since around May, June, July, there's been so much that we've been working through. And, you know, as you know, 7 is the number of this year. It's also the year of the chariot. There's been so much where it's like we're powering forward, whether we like it or not, whether they like it or not, whatever. We are powering forward. And the 77777 Gateways, family, that happened in July really saw many of us kind of escaping the matrix and creating pathways. And you see, once you expand your mind, once you find a pathway from 3D, which is dense thinking, fear, anger, frustration, lack, dishonesty, disillusion. Once you find a way out of that to a way where you're joyful, you're happy, you're filled with miraculous occurrences, miraculous thoughts, spiritual downloads, almost like an ecstatic feeling. Once you create a pathway in your mind to that, family, don't forget we are a group consciousness, and it has a massive, massive, massive effect on the collective. Once you find your way out of your pit of hell and into a brand new dawn, it sets a blueprint that like goes into the group consciousness, like pop, here's a way, guys, and then millions go through. It's like those video games where someone opens a, you know, everyone maybe is trapped in a certain floor, let's say in a building, and they're all going up or coming down or whatever, looking for the exit. And the minute one person finds an exit out of the first floor to the second floor, everyone will flock to that entrance until someone else maybe finds another, and then the two of them will now clear the way. So that's how we have to see there are millions of souls, family, that are looking for a way out. And some of us are just here because of our mental and spiritual abilities, not really to heal the world and be the messiah that people need. Not in the way that even that is described, because that is on such a minimalist, like low, they're seeing it in 3D. They see Jesus in 3D. That's actually one of my major issues with the Bible. Anyway, stories for other days. But we are here to break these mental chains. And once we do, it's logged on to the group consciousness of our people, our community, our global nation, and others start using that way. It's like, a lot of people always say how Africans, we love to copy each other. So there's been this, and it used to drive me crazy because like someone would open a barber shop on this street. There's no barber shop anywhere. He's the first one. Maybe there's a coffee shop, there's a bank, whatever. And he starts doing well. Within 2 months or a year, another barbershop has opened. And then now that becomes a street of barbershops. Maybe it's not just Africans. Maybe it's the world that behaves in this way, that copycat syndrome. There are times when copying is what has really actually messed us up. Copy pasting. But there are times when, especially when now people start copy pasting the blueprints and wanting to be a liberated soul like you, that's the game changer, family. And that's why the attacks have been so intense in the last 3 months. I remember one of you even emailed me and said, do you know Charles knows about you? Yeah, of course he knows about me and all the other truth sayers. It's only our people who think we're not important, family, or who think we're not the ones who are breaking out of this matrix and breaking it down. But be a very, very, very aware, family, if you are one of the elites, that there may be, I don't even want to create this in your reality, but let me put it in my story so that I'm not manifesting it into anyone's experience. And you take from this what you think. You see, family, like, I've been really breaking out of the matrix. And I told you guys, I hit 5D, and then did a lot of clearing and cleansing of my energy. And then the next thing I knew, I was like, pop, in 7D. And I was so giddy and ecstatic, family. But it had been this yo-yo thing. Remember I told you guys, please check out that show where I said, when you're trying to change your thinking, you go up and down. So when you're trying to move from a third dimensional, which is like a kindergarten mind, to a more sophisticated mind, you'll keep going in and out of that sophisticated mind until you now reach an equilibrium where you're able to overcome that lower mind of anger, frustration, lack, the I am me, need, I don't have this, I don't have that. And you're able to be more there. And so it's like the core issues started to bubble up to really start to kind of trip me up, family. And let's not forget that those who have been targeting us since we were children are still targeting us now. The only thing is they're throwing arrows at 3D while we're in like 5D or 7D. So they're fighting us here. And it's just like we're just smooth sailing this way, as they're trying to attack us. So the one thing they did to me, family, is they brought in, nowadays, as I always say, we don't wage war against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness. It's spirits, family. That's what I've ultimately realized. It's not even specific friends, but it's a certain archetype of spirit that has been the enemy of your soul or the best friend of your soul. And so a certain archetype that was very low vibrational, a certain friend that was very low vibrational came to visit me where I was. And usually I have a policy where I don't allow people to stay where I am or to stay in my house. There's Airbnb. We honor the ancestors in the wind as always. They've been so powerfully present in these times, family. And so, there's one of the things in terms of just for spiritual defense is to never really allow someone who is not on your vibration to stay in your house or to stay on your property. It's better actually not to even have anyone stay on it's better to even have a separate place where you can host friends, but not in your sanctuary, not in your temple. It's like I find it very interesting that when an ambassador, like when there's embassies in a different country, so like let's say the embassy of Chile in Kenya, the compound where the embassy is actually regarded as the land of the Republic of Chile. So the compound where the divided states embassy is recorded according to like international diplomatic law. We acknowledge the angels in the wind. Family, it is a bright sunny day by the beach. There is usually no wind, so we give thanks just knowing the Spirit is here. I'm really hoping that the audio is okay for this because we've been having so many issues with our audio, and that was part of the attack because we would record a perfectly sounding show, and then we'd go to the edit room and the sound is distorted. We come to record again and it's raining. So let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
It's time to get off the merry-go-round. Time to get off the merry-go-round. The joke is over, the joke is on them. What goes around comes back again.
Welcome back, family, to another episode of Dr. Mumbi's Spiritual Show. Excuse the break, family. It's like it is not time to share that story yet. That's a message that we've basically gotten from Spirit, because there was a lot of attacks that were launched against chosen ones recently that will have consequences. Because I think a lot of elite chosen ones, the real messiahs that are here, the female messiahs that are here, the male messiahs that are here, the ones who are supposed to change the world by changing themselves. A lot of us faced like a sneak attack, all, between July and this Lionsgate portal. I'm actually recording this on the Lionsgate portal, family. Such a powerful day. But if you have spiritual ears, you can hear the rage in the wind. You can hear the anger in the wind, family, because enough is enough is enough. And it's like we were brought to this plane to help the world. But we were told, oh, you can't use your powers because they're more powerful than the world. So we're going to have to keep your weapons at the door. Basically, we're going to have to, just, remove all those swords, remove all those guns, remove the bombs, whatever. And we were made to leave those at the gates. Many of us are gods and goddesses, are kings and queens, family, who were made to leave our armies at the gates. This is not a decision that we took lightly. And it ends now. That part of us being alone, because our spiritual armies are back. Our spiritual families are back online. They can see us now. Those previous contracts are done, which means anyone who is still playing in my energy, or anyone who is still playing in your energy, that time of playing is up. Playtime is up, family. It's been up. And it's funny because, the Most High has been showing me just the ripple effect on the families of those who have come against me. In like the last 2 weeks, that was part of the spiritual attack. Is I came in contact with the family that I had totally disconnected myself from in a freakish, like in a way that would never have happened. But it happened because somehow I lowered myself to 3D and we were all here. That's why, family, I always say keep your vibes up. Stay happy, stay joyful, stay light. Stay excited, stay expectant. I know this message may sound like it's all over the place, but I'm passing an energy to you, family, of ultimate love and protection, because they tried to, one last sneak attack, family. And the way they launch these sneak attacks is they lower your vibration. So many of us are here. And we're able to stay here because we spend a lot of time alone, or if we are interacting with anyone, we're spending time with those on the similar vibration. But recently what happened is the enemies of our souls started to bring in characters from 3D, not even bring them in, but to kind of pull us. You know, it's like you're here. Let's just say the enemy of your soul is here and you're in some penthouse up there. And they're waving at you like, hey, we got a party down here. Hey, super interesting. And from up there, you know, there's still some unhealed parts in you that were magnetized by them. So you left your cloud freaking 9 life. And actually, let me just talk for myself. That's what I did, family. To come and mingle, as we say in Kenya, with the Watus. And the Watus for me is like, you know, they say the like local people, whatever. But the way I see it, it's the low vibrational people. Who can be rich, poor, black, white, they're just low vibing. And once they had lowered our vibration where we were mingling, even if just for a little bit, even if just for a night, with these lower vibrational beings, that's when they launched their sneak attack, family, to try and take just one last time. And now this is a different timeline. This is a different season. This is a different narrative. They are no longer in control of the rules. Our rules, the spiritual rules, the rules of the Divine Mother. That's what's in operation now. We are in spiritual time. And so those who dare to play in my energy, go ahead and dare. But as you're daring, just make sure that your people are preparing for their final goodbyes. But those are stories for other days. All this has come around, family, because I literally almost got taken out maybe like a week ago, just before the Lionsgate portal. It was like a real sneak attack on my life, a freak accident. But the one thing I came out from that was that we are so protected. We are so protected, family. And you just have to be confident of that, because it could have been, you know, my loved ones saying their goodbyes. But instead it was just a little cut to the ear. And those are stories I will share when the time is right. But stay up, stay high, vibing, fam. That's all I can say in this limited time. Stay focused on this new world and this new earth that we are creating. Take in as little as possible of Babylon, because we are changing the fabric of reality and they cannot stop it. Tuko pamoja.